What up, everybody? Scuffy here. And it is May 4th. May the 4th be with you. I guess I have to say that. I don't really feel the obligation to, and yet if I don't, I'd have to revoke some sort of nerd cred. So therefore, I'm not going to resist the urge to do so. We've got 4 days left on the event here, guys. We've got a little rally here to hold first place in Trader's End, so that's going to be some interesting competition. We've got some players who are really wanting to step up, but that's not what I'm here to talk about. What I'm here to talk about today is the Decklist contest. It's May 4th. Running late, unfortunately. I went through, we had submissions. I went through, judged them, had them all set to work on something over the weekend. But between uploading the video for the Warp Chatter, editing that, as well as just the weekend activities and chores around the house, and then I just was generally feeling unwell at the end of the night, so I got delayed. 1 day turned into 2, 2 turned into 4, and that's where we are. But I'm all done now. So, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and talk about the deck list contest that was for April, which, if you remember correctly, was Raining Death. Raining Death was the deck list theme. We had 15 submissions, which was nice. It was, I think we haven't had that many for a while, and I think part of that was because of the new faction that was out there. Ideally, I like to think that the theme was pretty open and broad as well. But with these new cards out here, Ruin Storm, Blood Angels, and now White Scars, those are eligible for prizing epics and rares, so it's a great way for people to hopefully increase their collection. I think that might have fueled into it. So we had a gamut of them, ranging from Sons of Horus, Raven Guard, Blood Angels, which was nice to see because they're brand new, but they're in there, Iron Warriors, Imperial Army. Any which way you can think about it. I think there was a couple in there from, oh gosh, now that I'm thinking about it, I got to take a look at the factions here, just to spark my memory. No Custodes, no Ultramarines. Death Guard, and Mechanicum in there too. So it was a wide result, and I want to thank everybody who submitted. And we're going to take a look at the winners here in just a second. But again, thank you for everybody submitted. So let's take a look at the winning list, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about May's theme.
So coming in at third, submitted by Deft, is a little different take on the Raining Death theme. The theme is Raining Death, but this one here is particularly Raining Death at Isstvan 3. The warlords Garvio Loken, as you can tell, the fleeing populaces of the Isstvan 3 cities, the unsettled populace, have all hidden in the bunkers with civilian survivors in a ravaged city while the embers of Isstvan 3 burn, while from up above, the traitor fleets are raining death and orbital bombardment upon the planet from the vengeful spirit. It's the death of innocence, and there's great treachery as they spring their trap. So I really like all the little choice cards made here in this that kind of make it very thematic to that moment, that pivotal moment where a planet, but also all the loyalist legions on that planet were subjected to the raining death. So very nice submission. A good place for third place. And when it comes to Raining Death, the Imperial Army always does it a little bit better. And we've got a classic Ornitov from above Get Cover. We've got a bunch of artillery strike, mortar strike, Hunan's mortars, missile battery, rain of fire, Helios mortar carrier, orbital bombardment, all while there's a populace fleeing from the ravaged city and the crumbling battleground. Again, you just get this eminent, not only raining death, but raining death from afar. This one here was submitted by Leoben 40K, and just the title says all. If you're in that ravaged city, you want to get cover, and I should say it's got Nagaheil in it, so you know that it's a powerful deck. Missile battery, those are cards that you don't normally see, but the power that they've got is actually pretty potent, and no joke, Nagaheil is top tier. And then we've got our first place submission, which was submitted by Constantine Valdor, and which is the Annihilation of Talern, which is just an epic story that the consequences of this last into the 41st millennium and Perturabo's campaign upon Talern, basically using all of his tactics at his disposal from his command bridge. Again, he's also got an unsettled populace, fleeing populace from a burning tower and a ravaged city, but he's also raining fire. He's raining viral bombs and orbital bombardment at the same time, deploying his armored forces that are sheathed in steel, the land raiders and the rhinos and ancient Harend, who's on the surface leading this quest. The price of victory was rather steep on Talern, and all of these cards just are point on in regards to that precision bombardment, you could say. But a great deck list, very thematic, definitely key to raining death and tying into that theme. All in all, great submissions from everybody. Really glad to see these decks.
So those are the winners. Again, congratulations. First place gets an epic of their choice. Second and third get a rare of their choice. I'll be reaching out to those players. I think we got one on the Reddit there. Sending that out messages. And then once I get all the selections, I'll send that on to Everguild. So congratulations. Good decks all around from everybody. Some of those decisions were really hard to choose between, and it really sometimes came between the fluff and what looked really potent and powerful and something I wouldn't want to play against in the long game. I did like the fact that a lot of the deck submissions, not just those three, but a lot of those deck submissions had rain of fire. That just makes sense, to go with the theme. So good stuff. Let's talk about the May submission theme. So the theme for May, when we're trying to keep it similar to the months, we had May. You got Memorial Day, you got Cinco de Mayo. I can't think of too many other holidays that are national holidays or international holidays. So I just went with, it's the 5th month, Istvan 5. We're going to do Istvan 5 theme. So your deck list submission is just themed off of Istvan 5. What forces were on Istvan 5? Make a deck list of that, of your legion, your faction that you want to go with. Include neutrals, tactics, factions, things that are relevant to that particular moment, that particular deck. Tell the story. What is your deck doing at Istvan 5? Who's leading the charge? What's going on here? Are we going to see a lot of Fulgrims and Ferrus Manuses? Are we going to see a lot of the other Traitor Legions that showed up, the Iron Warriors and the Word Bearers and the Night Lords? Are we going to see Raven Guard and Salamanders getting decimated? Don't forget that the World Eaters were also there with the Emperor's Children. So were the Sons of Horus and the Death Guard, just not as central to the fray as Fulgrim and Ferrus Manus. More than anything, I think take center stage, but we're looking for some variety there. Istvan 5 is the theme for the May decklist submission contest. So this is going to be a relatively short video, but we've got that going on. We've talked about the May theme, talked about the April contest results. I would like to talk about the updates for the Blood Angels that were received. Actually, the Blood Angels, as well as a couple updates for Runestorm, but I feel like we're a week into that already. That's already passed. Needless to say, I'm still digesting. I'm still trying to get some time to play some practice games. I have not had a chance to play any practice games with the Blood Angels just yet. I'm really looking forward to it, though. But I'm also missing a few cards. I'm still missing, I think, 3 cards from the faction, so it's not complete, but I feel comfortable enough to play with them. So keep an eye out. I'll be playing with what I've got in the future, and hopefully by next week or the week after, maybe I'll have something about Blood Angels on there. We're not yet ready for card by card. I do think that there may be 1 or 2 more changes made. I really hope that there's a change made to Sanguinius, 1 more, because this ability, I mean, I know that they gave him something, but that reveal a card in your opponent's hand is arguably the worst ability. It's potentially worse than having no ability, which is what he had before. I have thoughts. Maybe there's a way to make it work. Maybe something will tie in with the neutrals that'll make it work. I don't know. We are only 4 days away from seeing those new neutrals. And I have not received any response from Everguild on spoilers for neutrals. I've asked. At this point, we're really late in. Normally, Monday, you start seeing the videos for spoilers. We're not seeing any of that. In the past, there have been some spoilers because the neutral pool is a lot smaller. The neutral pool is not a full, faction-wide card pool. So maybe they're not doing spoilers this time around. I haven't heard anything. I inquired about it twice in leading up into this, and maybe I'll hear something at the end hour, but I don't know. At this point, whatever we see, we'll see together, and hopefully the neutral stuff will be fun and fascinating. So with all that being said and done, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to be working on a couple more videos. I've got some Lodge Wars 4 breakdowns. We're just wrapped up week 2 of Lodge Wars 4. So I want to go through the challenge brackets and talk about the results. I'm going to do a separate video on that, focusing on that series and seeing how that is progressing. So if you're interested in the tournaments and the organized play, check that one out. That's going to be coming up here ideally tonight or tomorrow. I'd like to get that done. So that's on my list. As long as I don't get sick and sidelined again, I'll be on top of it. Other than that, I'm looking forward to your guys' submissions. Remember, you can ping me up on Reddit, on Discord. If you're not quite sure how to message me any other way, reach out to your lodge members and they might know it's really just a screenshot of your deck list. And then don't forget a screenshot of your player profile, the screen here, and then send that to me. If you've got a particular story you want to tell or explanation for certain cards that are included in your deck, go ahead and include that in the description. That's totally fine. And until then, good luck, good playing Horus Heresy Legions. Keep playing Horus Heresy Legions. And in 27 days, it'll be the end of May. And at that point, we will have the full initial wave of this set, this Malevolence faction set. And I am looking forward to it. So we will talk to you guys later. Hasta.